How did the video game franchise impact your success?
Video games changed my life, no question. You know, they brought me a level of success that I'd never dreamed possible in any chosen field. You know, I just never thought that I could have skating resonate so far and with so much reach through something like that. I'm extremely proud of it. You know, I worked very hard on it, and I wanted to make it authentic and make it fun to play. Being a video gamer as well, I knew what would be fun to play in video games as well as what would be fun for skaters. And, you know, I got so many different opportunities because of that, because of the success of it, in terms of endorsements and appearances and even just like name recognition. You know, I actually had moms come up to me and say, I didn't know Tony Hawk was a real person. I thought it was just the name of a video game character.
My little sister hates sports, and it was the only video game she used to want to play.
Yeah, it's so, well, like I said, I was really proud of our game. And honestly, I thought we just made a novelty game. I was excited to get to do a video game, but I thought it was something that skaters would appreciate and maybe be inspired to buy a video game console so they could play it, right. And that would be the end of it.
So those were kind of your expectations preceding the release of the initial game. How would you put into context the success of the franchise?
The franchise, I mean, it sold over $1 billion in units, or not units, but in sales. There was a point when, I think when we released our fourth game, the first and second and maybe third games were still in the top 10 of sales. And we were 4 years into it with our fourth game. It was unbelievable. You know, it was nothing I ever imagined. And I think I knew we were onto something when, as the game was starting to be released, there were a few friends of mine that were in the same boat where they loved skating, but they also were very much into video games. And I actually gave them advanced copies of it. And I was like, don't show anybody this, but here's the game. And obviously they didn't just keep it to themselves, but showed others. And it became known as, in the skate industry, it became known as the game. Have you played the game? That's all, you know, and to have it referred to like that, I knew we had something pretty big because those guys knew video games as well as skating.
Activision offered you a buyout at some point that would have enabled them to use your name and likeness in conjunction with the game for perpetuity.
Yeah.
Explain the thinking that went into the decision you made on that front.
You know, I don't remember the exact details of that, but I do remember my agent calling me at the time.
Heck of a move looking back. But it was a gamble.
Well, my agent called me at the time and they said, hey, Activision is offering for a buyout of advanced royalties and whatnot if you want money right now. And I think I want to say it was $100,000, but I think it was less. And I said, well, what's the advantage of that? And he said, well, if you don't want to take a gamble that the game doesn't do well, you know, this could be a lot of money if it doesn't sell that much. And I had just bought a new house. I was doing pretty well with Birdhouse. You know, I was comfortable. I wasn't struggling. And I said, I want to ride it out. I believe in this. You know, I put my heart and soul into this thing, and I really want to see what happens with it. He said, okay, it's just, you know, if maybe you need some money right now. I don't know if you're buying another house or whatever. I just bought a house. And because I could tell he was kind of leaning towards getting the money. And I said, I really don't want to do that yet. And I mean, thank God I didn't do that.
Does the agent still get the percentage of the royalties?
No,
now?
He left that agency not long after that. I didn't hear from him. I don't know if he was pushed out, but we stopped working together.
They'd send you a game apparently every few weeks, or a new updated version of it when they were in the process of designing it. How would you contribute to that process?
I would play the game every probably 2 weeks. I would get the version they're working on, and I would just play it as much as I possibly could and give them suggestions for this trick should look more like this. This challenge should be different. You know, this guy doesn't look this way, or this spot should be included. It was all very detail oriented. I wasn't a programmer or anything, but I definitely wanted it to feel right and feel authentic.